I can't even find it. You can record. Okay, so you're all very welcome. I'm going to very briefly go over that bit again. So I'm Marie and that's Sharyn, and we're the Exhale Awakening. And this evening we're going to lead you through, yes, it's a shortened version of what we do in our deeper exhale workshops. So we're not really going to use the tree so much, but we are going to use the Celtic stories, and we're going to use the wisdom of the story to guide our journey. And in this session, we're using a story called The Dream of Angus as our guide. So what is our session going to look like? We're going to move through 3 breathing sections in this journey, and each one will coincide with the passage of the story. So we're going to move through the dream, the search, and then recognition and transformation. And each section we do will have the same rhythm and the same pattern. So we'll begin with 2 minutes of birdsong. And during the birdsong, we will introduce that section of the story. There'll be 6 minutes of breathing. And then after the breathing, there'll be 2 minutes of silence. So we'll breathe and we'll rest. And we'll breathe and we'll rest. So it's like the turning of the seasons, the rhythm of the land. We're going to work with 3 different breath styles. We're going to work with breath awareness. For anybody who doesn't know, that's literally connecting with your breath and noticing. We'll guide you through all of these when the time comes. We're going to work with coherence breathing, which is a balanced breathing where the inhale and the exhale are the same length. And then we're going to work with a breath where you'll be breathing in through your mouth and out through your nose. So you'll be gathering in and then releasing. Or maybe searching and letting go. But again, you'll be guided through the breath. Don't think you have to remember the breaths. You don't. You'll be guided through the breath when the time comes. Your only task is to follow your own breath and let the story work on you, not only in your head and your listening, but also in your body. And there's no wrong way to do this. And again, honor your own. It is your journey. We're going to invite gentleness. We're not about pushing or forcing. But sometimes gentleness, people can think, oh, gentleness, it's fine. But gentleness can be equally powerful and can bring things to the surface. Emotions, sensations, memories, energy that wants to move through you. And sometimes there can be discomfort. So the invitation is, if there is discomfort, obviously you can change your breath and the discomfort goes away, but maybe just sit with that discomfort for a short time. Don't push through it. Don't analyze it. Just sit with it and feel it and see if something wants to move. But you are in charge of your own journey. So always know that you can bring your breathing back to its natural rhythm and the discomfort will go away. Anything we offer you this evening is an invitation. But trust yourself, trust your breath, and you'll have the journey that you need.
So you can do this journey sitting down or lying down. And the only safety notice, I guess, that I would give you is don't get up too quickly. I don't know if the doorbell rings or you suddenly remember something that you have to do. Don't dive up out of your breathing nest. Just make sure that you're grounded, make sure that you are in your body and you are aware of yourself before you get up. And that's really our only safety consideration. So without further ado, we are going to get started. So our invitation is to really make yourself physically comfortable in this moment. And that might mean that, if you're seated, you might have to just readjust yourself. You might have to do the Sharyn shimmy, as I call it, to get yourself settled into your chair. If you're laying down, you might want to support yourself. You might want to put a pillow under your knees. You might want a blanket, whether you're seated or lying down. And just begin as you make that little breathing nest, as you make yourself super comfortable. First of all, give yourself permission throughout this breathwork to keep checking in with that comfort level. So we don't do endurance in the kind of grasping sense of the world. We want you here to be supported as you go on your journey. And as you're getting comfortable and as you're settling in, just begin to bring your attention to your breath. And feel the breath entering and exiting your body. Feel the temperature of the breath. And notice that might be different to the last time you brought focus to your breath. So for me, I've gone from daytime to evening, and the breath has a different texture and a different sense to it. Notice if that's the same for you. And feel your connection to the floor or the chair, and feel how that changes with the inhale and the exhale. And as we move into story and as we begin the exploration of our dream life, keep coming back to the breath. Let the breath be your anchor. Just deepen your breath ever so slightly and commit to the conscious awareness of your breath as we begin.
And as you gently inhale and exhale, just allow the words to wash over you. We stand at Samhain, the threshold, the Celtic New Year. The old year has died, and the new year is just waiting to be born, and we're standing in the doorway between them. In the time of intention, before the deep void of winter begins. And this is the season when the veil grows thin, when the boundary between what was and what could be becomes gossamer, becomes permeable. When dreams can cross over into waking, and when what we've been longing for can finally be found. And the ancient Celts knew something about this time. They knew that before the darkness deepens, before we descend into winter's complete rest at the solstice, there's this sacred pause. This moment to plant a seed, to name what wants to be born, to set an intention into the ground before the frost comes. But here's what they also knew. True intention doesn't come from the head alone. It doesn't just come from thinking or planning. It comes from dreaming. It comes from longing, from that persistent whisper in your soul that won't let you rest. The story we're going to share with you is one of Ireland's tales about this kind of longing, a sacred longing, about a dream that wouldn't go away, about a search that required everything, about recognition at the threshold, about transformation as the price and the gift of meeting what you've been seeking. It's the story of Angus Og, the young god of love and poetry and inspiration, and Caer Ibormeth, the swan maiden, who came to him in dreams. But this isn't just a love story. It's a map. It's a teaching about how dreams work and what happens when you're brave enough to follow what calls you, even when you don't know where it will lead. About the moment of recognition when you finally see clearly what you've been seeking. And about the transformation that's required, the becoming, when you choose to meet your dream rather than just wish for it from a distance. So as we breathe together on this journey, let this story work on you. Again, not in your head alone, but also in your body, in your breath, in the places where your own longing lives. Your intention for this winter, the seed you came here to plant, might not even be clear yet. And that's perfect. That's how it should be. Just allow it to emerge the way Angus's dream emerged. Unbidden, persistent, and undeniable. So settle into your body. Let your breath find its rhythm. And listen now as we journey with Angus.
It began on a summer night when Angus, son of Dagda, woke to find a beautiful woman standing beside his bed. She said nothing. She only looked at him with eyes that held the depths of lakes and the wisdom of ancient yew trees. And then, when he reached for her, she vanished. The next night she returned, and the next, and the night after that. Every time he slept, she came to him, playing her harp, her music like water over stones, standing close enough to touch, yet always disappearing the moment he tried to hold her. For a full year she visited his dreams. For a full year he learned her face by heart, but never learned her name. Angus began to waste away. He couldn't eat, he couldn't think of anything but sleeping, and so he could return to her. The dream woman was consuming him, and he didn't even know if she was real. His mother, Boann, goddess of the river Boyne, searched all of Ireland for a year, asking every creature and every soul, "Have you seen a woman like this?" But no one had. Then his father, Dadga himself, searched for another year and a day. Finally, at the end of that second year of searching, word came. Word came from King Bovderg of Munster. "I have found her," he said. "Her name is Caer Ibormeth, daughter of Ethel Abual of Tuatha and she was not just a woman of his dreams. She was a shapeshifter, a swan maiden." Let your natural breath rhythm now turn to matching your inhale with your exhale. Breathing gently in through the nose and out through the mouth. And as the track continues, Identify the thing that calls to you in the night, where you feel the yearning. What visits you in your dreams? What beauty have you seen that you can't yet hold? Keep coming back to the breath, gently in and out through the nose. Matching your inhale with your exhale. Breathe into the longing, not to fix it, not to fill it, just to meet it, just to feel it. Feel into the breath rhythm you've chosen, and you ask yourself, can you extend your breath just by slightly longer? We've got one more minute of this balanced breathing. And ask yourself, what if the yearning that you're feeling is how your soul remembers what it came here for? Let the breath rhythm fall away now and return to your natural rhythm. As we move into silence.
And as the bird song begins, just checking in with your breath again and connecting to the inhale and the exhale as you let the words just wash over you. Angus went to her father and asked for her hand in marriage, but he shook his head. I cannot give her to you, he said. She is more powerful than I am. She rules her own life. She decides her own path. No one, not even her father, can force her into anything she doesn't choose. Angus felt his heart sink, but Ethel continued. My daughter has a curse, or perhaps it's a gift. Every year at Samhain, when the veil between the worlds grows thin, she transforms. One year she lives as a woman, and the next year she becomes a swan. Back and forth every Samhain, the change comes. On Samhain night, she will go to the lake of the dragon's mouth, Loch Bail Dragoon, with 150 other swan maidens, all chained together in pairs with silver chains. If you can recognize her among those swans, if you can call her name, and if she chooses to come to you of her own free will, then you may have her, but only if she chooses. So Angus prepared himself. He waited. The year turned, the leaves fell, the darkness grew. And on Samhain night, when the world stood at their thinnest, when the door between what was and what could be stood opened, Angus went to the lake to find her. Now let your breath deepen and begin inhaling through your mouth, closing your mouth at the top and exhaling through your nose. Gently and softly. In through the mouth and out through the nose. Continuing to breathe softly and gently. And Angus had to wait a full year and had to prepare. And breathe with that waiting now. That waiting for your dream. In through the mouth and out through the nose. And what does your dream need from you? Not to make it happen, you can't force a dream into being, but to prepare the ground, to become ready. In through the mouth and out through the nose. Maybe with each breath in, you're gathering something. And maybe with each breath out, something else falls away. In through the mouth, what are you gathering? Courage, clarity, trust. What are you gathering? And out through the nose. What's ready to fall? Like the autumn leaves. Sometimes following a dream means walking towards what we can't yet see. In through the mouth and out through the nose, softly and gently. And you don't have to have it all figured out at this point. All you need to do is know the next step. Each breath is a step on your path. Keep breathing. You're exactly where you need to be. In through the mouth and out through the nose. And just letting the breath pattern fall away as you prepare to enter the silence.
The lake was covered with swans, 150 of them chained in pairs, their silver chains gleaming in the twilight, all of them beautiful, all of them graceful, all of them moving across the dark water like white flames. For a moment, Angus despaired. How could he possibly know which one was her? They all looked the same, elegant, mysterious, untouchable. But then he saw her. One swan wore not just a silver chain, but a chain of silver and gold both. And even from the shore, even in swan form, he recognized something in the way she moved. He had dreamed of her for 2 years and 2 days. He knew her. He stood at the edge of the water and called out, "Care!" And the swan with the golden chain turned. She swam towards him slowly, gracefully, without fear. When she reached the water, she looked at him with those same eyes he'd known in his dreams, deep as lakes, wise as ancient trees, and she spoke only one condition. "I will come with you, if you let me return to the water." Angus didn't hesitate. If she were a swan, he would become a swan too. And in that moment, at that threshold on Samhain night, when all transformation becomes possible, Angus shifted. His body changed. Wings unfolded where arms had been. Feathers replaced the skin. And he became what he needed to become to meet her exactly where she was. Together they circled the lake 3 times singing. Their song was so beautiful, so full of love and longing that finally met, that everyone who heard it fell asleep for 3 days and 3 nights, dreaming their own dreams, dreaming the most peaceful dreams and the most exciting dreams they'd ever known. Stay with your natural breath. Let your inhale give you wings, and let your exhale teach you how to fly. Breathe into the knowing, breathe into the recognition you've always known. Like Angus and Care, so it is for each of us. To have the dreams, we must first hold the dream close to our heart, living and breathing the dream. Then, perhaps for a year and a day, maybe more, we search for the dream to the heights of our being and to the depths of our soul. We search and we wait. And soon, if we are patient and if we are true to our heart, we become the dream. The dream is no longer something that you chase. You are the dream. Breathe that in. You are the dream. And so we each circle the lake 3 times, singing our song so beautiful that the world around us falls into the most peaceful of dreams. We have become what we longed for. We are home. Keep bringing your attention back to your breath, gently moving naturally through your body at your own rhythm. We have 30 seconds left before we move into the silence. Let the breath support you to become what it is that love asks of you. Seeing clearly, being seen, the moment of truth.
And as the bird song begins for the final time in this session, just taking a few moments to reflect on your journey and what your breath showed you this evening. And bringing your attention to your body again. And maybe just feeling into where you need to move as you begin to think about coming back to the space you're in and the Zoom room. Maybe you need to move your fingers, your toes, just gentle movement, your shoulders, your head, maybe a stretch or a yawn, maybe a hug. Whatever your body needs in this moment. And if you're lying down, beginning to think about coming to sitting, maybe rolling onto your side. And staying there for a moment or two. Maybe looking around the room, reorienting yourself. When you're ready, coming back to sitting and joining us again in the Zoom room.
And whilst you're just coming back up to sitting, there's no rush. I'm just going to point out some links to you in the chat box. And if you're watching the recording, they'll be somewhere below or above or something. If you would like to connect with Breathing Space, then the email is there in the chat. And if you would like to know more about how to become a facilitator, then our next group facilitator training starts in just a week. Less than a week, starts on Monday. Wow, that's come around quickly. And there are other pathways if you don't want to train in a group. So just take a look at the facilitator training things there. And the All Access Pass, the Breathing Space All Access Pass, has its monthly breathwork session on Tuesday. So if you sign up this week, you can come along to that. We have a breathwork community in the Exhale community, and the recording of this will go up in there as well. So if you would like to join that for free and you'd like to do the recording again, then you'll find it there. And as Marie said, this is similar to what we do in our longer breathworks, the deeper exhale, which is on Sunday evening from 6 till 9, so a 3-hour workshop retreat. Has story and breathwork and birdsong, and also the Celtic tree calendar. We'll be traveling with Ivy on Sunday, which I'm having read all of the information about it. I'm so looking forward to. And then our longer breathwork, just pure breathwork, 2-hour breathwork, is on the 4th Friday of every month. So the 28th of November this month. So if you'd like to come along to that, we'd love to see you at one of those sessions too. This month we're traveling with the horizon and expansion. And our directory listing is the last link there. So if you have enjoyed this and you would like to give us a lovely 5-star review, we really enjoy reading them. So we'd love for you to just click on that link and take a look. And I've been watching you all come back into the room while all of that, all of those words have been said. So I am going to stop the recording now. so that we can open a sharing circle. But just to say before I do, if you have watched the recording and you would like to share your experience, then we'd love to hold you in that. So do comment below and we will hold you in your share.